Testing one, two. Welcome back. This is the 12 Deals of Christmas. So good to see you. What a beautiful day it is. And my goodness, how time is flying by. Well, welcome in. It's good to see you. I'm going to hear a couple of wins from you guys. I have a lot to cover today. We're going to talk about building your business, how to run your business, and make sure that you're not letting it run you. We're going to talk about how to make sure that you're setting yourselves up for success in 2026. Talk about how that most of us probably either have had or do have some habits that are self-sabotaging. And whenever we are stepping into, whether it's a new business, for those of you who are new and starting this business, whether it's a new way of doing business, for those of you who are already successful in business, but are adding additional strategies and commercial properties or creative financing and all the other things, as you're doing this, it's vital that we start to structure ourselves for success. And in order to do that, you often hear me say, what got you to where you are won't get you to where you're going. So start us off right. Type it in the chat. How's your energy? 1 out of 10. How's your energy? What's up? D. Saunders is back. Good to see you. Terry, Jim, Mimi. We got cash to give away. Today's another cash giveaway day. Who's feeling lucky? Just put an oh yeah in the chat if that's you. So good to see you, Marlon. Mike. Mike is back. Rosanna, good to see you. Heather, Cindy, Diane, welcome in. Bill, what's up, Carls? Lauren, good to see you. Devin, so excited for you, brother. Welcome, welcome. What's up, Steve? Diane? Todd, good to see you in your mobile office. Sharon and Reggie are in the house. Joanne Lee, Carrie, good to see you again, my friend. Miss Jack, EJ, Samantha, iPhone. Judith, what's up, Judith? Judith has multiple deals in the work, and I'm very excited for you and Joe. Jane, what's up? Ed, Chris Dickey's in the house. We have a deal we're working with Shobna, and I'm going to be bringing up Shobna and Chris to join me on the virtual stage in a few minutes. What's up, Tuan? Eric? What's up, Tim? Man, we got a good crew in the house today. Christopher Seals is here. Bruce is here. Chris is here. All right, I'm going to read some of your energy levels. Looneyville is at a 9. Terry is at a 6. We're going to get that up. Definitely a 10 for D. Saunders. Daryl Lynn. What's up, Susie? Susie's an 8. Jim's a 10. We got Joanne Lee. She's an 8. Jane's a 10. Ed's a 9. Tim's a 8.5. Good. All right, I want to get you ready for this. This is very important. Many of you have seen me do this exercise, has um, saw me have you pick this number, but it changes, and I want it to be ever before you. You know, if you're not already doing it as you're building a business, you should absolutely be checking your net worth every month, at least every month, checking your net worth consistently. So ask yourself the question, what is your freedom number? I want you to type your freedom number in the chat. Your freedom number is that next step on your journey to financial freedom. Maybe it's 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 50,000 a month. What's your freedom number? I want to see it in the chat, and they continue to grow over time because as you do more and more deals, you give back more and more, you start automating a business and it works. And you're going, okay, and if I can build this business up in a way that serves my growth, then I can increase my freedom number. I can help more people. All right. So just so you guys know, I'm seeing myself on the screen in front of me and my hair. I didn't get to finish my hair before I went live on this call. And so my hair is bugging me right now, but that's okay. Um, so 20K, we have 20K. Good from Lana. We have Daryl Lynn at 20K. We have Terry at 30K a month. Diane's 20K a month. Joanne's 10. EJ's 25. Jane's 10. Roseanne's 30. Bruce is 15. Tim's 25. These are good. These are good numbers. Tara's 20. Um, Something happens when we put it from theory to consistent action. Something happens when we take what was a theory, what was an idea, what was something nothing more than a thought of I'd like to make this amount. And when we start putting it to paper, then the whole world shifts gears. I'm going to be talking to you for a moment about how to build business. Before I bring Shobna and Chris up, before we get back to live seller calls, we got a incredible amount of live seller calls to do today. I am so excited as we get ready to call your deals. We have a call for Carrie. We have a call for Joe and Judith. We have a call for Steve. Uh, Deal review with Shobna for a deal we called yesterday, I believe it was. Tao. We have a deal to call for Tao. For Alicia, we got two deals to call. So we got some dialing to do. Also, is Sean Sloggett in the house? Is Sean in the house? Sean, if you're here, just give me a hello in the chat. I don't, for some reason, I can't get everybody to come up on my screen at once here. So um, if you're in the house, just give me a yes in the chat. I also know, Sean, you have a deal and I want to bring you up. Anya, if you could reach out to Sean, if he's not on here yet, Sean's one of our Freedom Life family. Reach out to Sean and send him this link and tell him to hop in. Andrew wants to talk to him. Let me know that you've got that handled on you. So, question for all of you. Your freedom number, you put it in the chat. I'm going to ask you a question because I'm getting ready to dive into how to be a great operator. What is the habit that you need to change in order to hit that number? If you know, type it in the chat. What is that habit? If you don't know, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that I hope and pray helps you figure that out. For many of us, it is focusing on the wrong thing. Here's what I mean. Many times I hear people saying, I need more leads or I need more access to capital. Fair point. Perhaps you do. I also ask the question, if you believe you need more leads to get more deals, ask yourself if God gave me 1,000 hot leads, about one out of every seven, one out of every 10, depending on the group it's coming from, one out of every 7 to 10 calls that I make, conversations I have, buy a house. If you had 1,000 hot leads, could you buy 100 houses? Um, ask, type it in the chat, ask the 7 whys. I'll give you an example. And this is such an important framework for business because for all of you, I'm going to read a little bit of your things that are standing in your way, and then I'm going to explain this. I see Gail, can you make sure Anya heard me earlier and is handling Sean for me? Please and thank you. So I see here Rosanna says procrastination. By the way, shout out to my team. Gail, you are so on it, and I appreciate you being here every day and doing what you're doing. I see Ricky in the house. So good to see you, brother. Tara says consistency. Sharon and Reggie says being consistent. Krista says confused. Diane says getting better at negotiating. Steve says getting started early in the day. That's good. Joanne says quit making excuses for not calling. Carrie says consistency. All right, so ask the 7 whys. See, Terry says to stop having fear of talking to people. So here's the challenge that we all face. So, gosh, I need more leads. Okay, why do you need more leads? Well, so I can talk to more sellers. Got it. So is that actually a leads problem? Well, maybe not. Maybe I just need to make more calls. So if we start diving into why we're believing that, we'll find out that 90% of the stories we tell ourselves is probably excuses. 90% of the stories we tell ourselves starts off with the wrong frame of mind. And I want to talk about this for being a business owner for one moment, because I thought in the beginning, I thought I just need more access to more private money. And then I learned how to do private money, and I'm like, oh crap, I just need more deals. And then I learned more deals, and then I'm like, oh crap, I better get better at selling these deals. And then I learned how to sell the deals, and I'm like, crap, I got to get somebody to manage these deals. And so, yes, there is sometimes a surface answer that just is what it is. I just need more capital. I just need more leads. But many times you'll find that the very thing in front of us, the opportunities that are in front of us, we are turning down. So let me explain. Every one of us can go, and I've seen this over and over. And I remember going to an event years ago. It's 2015. I am buying houses like crazy in Evansville. That was the year I bought 50 houses in 52 weeks. I'm 22 years old. And I remember going to this event, and I am enjoying doing the business. I'm cash poor and equity rich at the time. I am building this empire, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just building this empire. And I am talking about these deals I'm doing. And I remember watching as this gentleman from Orlando comes up and he says, showcases a deal he had just did. I don't remember his numbers, but it was like 150,000, let's say, he'd done in profit. And I'm sitting there in awe. I'm going, oh my gosh, I wish I knew how to just go do a deal and make $150,000 profit, but we don't have those in Evansville. Man, maybe I should just be going to Orlando. My gosh, I wish I could do deals like this guy's doing in Orlando. I would love to make $150,000 in one house. And I'm having this internal conversation, and I go out to go to the restroom. And as I'm going out to go to the restroom, I hear this person say, Andrew, oh my goodness, you're doing all these deals. He says, I sure wish. It's the guy who was just talking about the 150K profit in Orlando. He says, man, I sure wish we had opportunities like you have over in Evansville. Grass is always greener on the other side. Well, why was I wanting at that point? Why was I getting starry-eyed about Orlando deals? I was getting starry-eyed about the Orlando deals because I was envisioning a $150,000 profit on this deal. So why was he getting starry-eyed about Evansville deals? Well, he's envisioning being able to pick up a house every single week. Was either of us wrong? Not necessarily, except who here realizes that there's huge opportunities in front of us and sometimes it's easy to miss them? Yes or yes? So there is people in this Zoom right now who need more deals for sure. Well, gosh, some of you are masters at finding deals. There's people in this Zoom right now who have capital. They want to put to work in deals. Well, gosh, they just need more deal makers to partner up with and to work with. And so you start to put the pieces together and you go, wait a second, how do I actually build this into a business? Take a note, you can write it down, you can type it in the chat. Build my high income skill. Build my high income skill. The high income skill for Judy, she has a lot of them, but one of her top high income skills I know is networking. She is incredible networker. She goes out, she buys more houses by word of mouth than most people buy with paid ads. Why? Because she is incredible at networking. In a moment, I'm going to be bringing up Shobna. We're going to be reviewing the deal we called for her. Her and Chris, we're going to be talking about the deal. And why am I doing that on this live? I want you guys to see behind the scenes of how we talk about deals. After that, I'm going to be bringing up Sean. We're going to be talking about the deal we called with him and what the strategy and plans are with that. And then we are going to do some live dials. And at the very end, I have an incredible announcement for you guys. So I want to bring up Judy for a moment. I want to hear from the incredible Judy Sweeney. Judy, are you in the house, my friend? Let's find Judy.
Mute. I am. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm phenomenal. It's so good to see you. Can you guys all see Judy? Give me a yes.
Been forever since we were all together.
It has been. But the good news, very soon, you're gonna be in Houston, right? Of course you are. I asked
Of
you that
course I am. You asked me
yesterday.
that yesterday.
Um, I'm so excited to see you in Houston. Judy, you're someone, your mother, a grandmother, um, you're live main time in Kentucky and part time in Florida, which you just flew there yesterday, I hear.
Yes.
And
We left 22 to 81 degrees.
and I heard you didn't fly commercial.
No, I didn't.
So you fly to Florida yesterday and you're out there. I want people to hear from you because something that I love is you can do a lot more deals than you do. You know, you've done over 100 deals, you continue to build wealth. You can do way more deals than you do, but you are someone who I are really a master at life, doing the things you enjoy, fishing with your husbands, living life. And by the way, you network really well and buy houses on the side. I want to ask you, because a lot of people on here are already doing deals, and then, about half of the people who are listening in right now are brand new, trying to get their first deal. What's the first step in becoming a good business owner? What's something that you wish 2 decades ago Judy would have known?
Well, 2 decades ago, it would have been nice to have known Andrew Schlag in this system, but I don't think
I
he was
love you
doing it
too.
then. Uh, 2 decades ago, I wasn't doing much with real estate. I was still doing a regular job. My husband and I had a ornamental iron business. However, that brought us so many experiences that I draw on today. And sometimes we get frustrated with ourselves because of things that we've gone through, but take the good parts out of every one of them.
Hmm.
I told somebody asked me what I had done. I said, well, in which life? Because I've kind of had a lot of different lives. I haven't really built from one to another. They've been different, but yet there's been connections.
Yeah.
I got out of college and I was a forensic chemist for 10 years. Left that and we started a business of our own and we worked with that. Then I wound up deciding I wanted a different source for insurance and the time. So I went back and I taught school for about 7 years. And then I wound up doing outside sales. Every one of these things have taught me things that I use today. Did I get as far in real estate as I could have been if I had stayed in it? Probably not. But you know what? I actually had my real estate license 40 some years ago and decided that wasn't for me. So I let them go. Um, but if let's come up to a more realistic time. If I had known 4 years ago when I first met you
Hmm.
that you had the credibility you do and you have the history, I wish I had followed you more closely sooner.
What, as you share that, what really added that perspective for you?
I'm observant. I watched your success, I watched the others around you, and as time went by, just the association,
Hmm.
that respect and that trust grew. But that doesn't grow if you're not around somebody. If you're not plugged into where they are, listening to what they're teaching and staying with it, you'll never know that. So I would have lost that opportunity if I hadn't stayed within the confines of this group. And so through that, I have just grown with my respect for your knowledge, and I am impressed with your knowledge and what you do at your age. Um, you and one of my sons in particular, your understanding of business blows me away. He's in a completely different area, and I'm like, how did you get so smart? And I think you used the same thing that he told me when he was 19. He said, Mom, I don't have to know everything. I just have to know who to ask. And I have to know who to hire. And I've watched you do that. And I'm like, why didn't I learn from these two young fellows a whole lot sooner than I did? So if I'm looking at something I could have learned sooner, it would have been learn to build a team and
Hmm.
learn to build those and bring those other people around me because You've watched me struggle at doing a lot of the administrative stuff. And now that I've brought people in to help me with that, it's a breeze. I mean, you can close as many houses as you want to if you're working in your superpower.
Yes. You know, I love hearing you say that because that's the make or break difference, you know, because every one of us do have unique superpowers. Everybody on
Mhm.
this Zoom, everybody on YouTube, everybody listening. And when we start to step into that and experience our superpowers that perhaps you didn't even know you had a few days or a few weeks ago, and you go, "Oh, wait a second, I'm enjoying talking to people like this negotiating thing. I could really get good at this." So you're going, "Hey, I wasn't so big on the talking to people, but man, when you talk about administrative work, now that's my jam. I got it." You start to walk in that, new opportunities arise. Now, a question I have for you. You are also a coach in the community. You was one of the very first mastermind members when we opened and launched a invite-only mastermind several years ago. And I've watched you blossom in such an incredible way. But being now a coach and helping dozens of other people in the community who are getting deals, doing deals, working toward getting their first deal, what is the most common shift that you see that they make to succeed or that the ones who get jammed up struggle to make?
They start to believe in themselves is one of the biggest things.
Mm,
One of them is people come in and if they've been on a 9 to 5 all their life and they've been on a set salary, they may not think that they are worthy
wow.
of big checks. You know, to think about getting a huge check at one time or making 60, 70, $100,000 on a house is just something that they're not deserving of. They'll watch other people do it, but they don't think they deserve it. And so part of it is having the mindset of you do and switching that.
Yeah.
Uh, and also that they're the expert. That's one of the hardest things is to convince people. If you know more than the person you're talking about, too, you're an expert in this subject. Doesn't mean you know everything, but you have that magic line. Let me get with my partner. Let me call one of my associates. Let me run this deal by them. And that's where this whole group comes in on the back end to help.
What would you say? One more question I want to ask Judy. What would you say is the biggest thing that you're excited about coming into 2026?
I am just excited for the year. There's so many. You asked us that earlier on another Zoom, and I said my word was be intentional.
Mm,
And you know, how often do we let our days go by? In the past, I have let myself veg, just sit with no intention, just vegging. And now my days are going to be with intention. If I am going to veg, it's because I chose to.
yeah.
Doesn't mean I won't ever do it because there's days I just enjoy. I can sit out front here and watch the fountain. You know, I can watch the water. But yet there are days that you do it with intention. You get up and you know what you plan to do that day and you carry through. Um, so I think that's the biggest thing is just having a plan for the year. I was thinking back and you had asked me on a call earlier, and I don't even know what call it was on, something about my 2026, and I had thrown out a number. And I started thinking about in the past, I've had stuff. Like one year, one of the goals was I wanted to get Bruce a boat. I wanted to make enough money that we could buy this Ranger boat, new boat, no debt. We did. We wrote a check for it. So that to me, that year was a success. That was what I wanted to do. And then I acquired properties and there was other monies along the way, but that was what I wanted to do that year. Last year, I wanted to buy a different house in Florida, but as a second home, I wasn't going to finance it. So I found the house. I created enough deals. We paid cash for it. This year, I've changed my numbers. I don't have a specific thing like that. but I have a number in mind. So
Mm,
I think this is what it is, and that number is cash in bank or ready available cash, not just equity piled up in properties over here that I can't get out for 5, 10, 15, 20 years.
yeah. Big difference, right?
There's a big difference because I've been property poor and equity broke or cash broke several times.
Yes, that's good perspective, Judy. I appreciate that so much. And every time you share the wisdom, whether it's in life or your beautiful marriage over the last several decades or your family, everything you do, it just with such pure intention. And to borrow your word from earlier, I see the way you've raised your kids. I see the way you are as a mother, as a grandmother, and just your heart for others. And I thank you for being who you are in this community. I want everybody to just give Judy a great big shout out in the chats. Just give her a thank you, Mama Judy, everything you do. I so appreciate it. Any final words of wisdom?
Go into 2026 believing in yourself. There is no limit. You set the limit
Yeah.
and then, decide what you want to work for. Like I told you way on, I wasn't going to work full time and be all out. Some people on here are have many less moons than I've seen.
Yeah.
And they may be still in the grind of wanting to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But that wasn't me. I knew that going in. I was supposed to be retired, but I wasn't going to sit home all day. So decide what you want, and then there's just no compromise. That's where I'm going this year.
I love that. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. It's always so good to
Well,
see
thank you.
your
You
face.
all are a fun group.
Absolutely. And I'll see you live and just I'll see you lots between now and then on the Zoom, but I'll see you live here in a few days
We will.
in
Yes,
Houston. Who else is coming to Houston? If you're already planned for Houston, just give me a yes in the chat. We got lots of people on here that are already booked. I think last I knew we had 50 something or 60 something booked for Houston. And so if you ain't already booked, make sure you get with Ricky so you can be. All right. I appreciate you, my friend. We'll see you soon.
bye bye.
All right. So we have live dials to get to. I want you to hear, I know you got to hear from Alicia a few days ago. Um, I want you to continue hearing because for all of you, this 12 deals of Christmas is not just about, oh, that's cool. Andrew can close deals, or better yet, that's cool. Andrew's closing my deal, which is even more awesome. But I want you to see the real life, the good and the bad. I want you to see Alicia, who took several months to get her first deal. I want you to see Judy, who's done over 100 deals. I want you to see Chris, who you're about to meet, and Shobna, who they're working a deal together in Kentucky that I just negotiated live, and how we think about the deals behind the scenes. And of course, for in Houston, that's what we do for 3 entire days. I have a special announcement for you guys as well that you're going to love here in a moment. But first, let's bring up Shobna and Chris. I want to hear Shobna and Chris the questions you have so we can analyze this deal together. Let me find Chris. Are you in the house?
Yeah,
I'm
I saw
here.
him.
Beautiful. And Shobna, are you in the house?
Yes, I am.
All right. What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Looking for Shobna. While I'm looking for her, what's it in your world today, brother?
What's a win?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this second meeting this afternoon and getting some more information on the land deal we're working on. Been a good day.
Chris and I, we have a land deal together. It's a 65 unit buildable land for 65 houses. And we have some cool calls. Chris is leaning toward selling it. And so he's done the value add by getting it annexed into the city and done the heavy lifting and now turned it into ready for for the horizontal and starting to make a builder make even more money. So very exciting. And that, this is not a land call per se, but I want you to notice, in this game of real estate, whether you're in tax liens or deeds, short sales, owner finance, all the different cool things that exist, type it in the chat, find the opportunity. Find the opportunity. I'm going to shout out a couple of you I see here in the chats. I see, what's up, Jim? Jim's typing. D. Saunders, Darylyn, good to see you. Bama Tam. Bama Tam, I have to know. I think you've been on every day. What's your actual name? I want to start recognizing you as your actual name here. If you're still on, just give me your name in the chat. If you're on YouTube, just type it in the chats. Keep it hopping. What's up for everybody on the Zoom? Steve, excited for you, man. Alicia, good to see you. Go find the opportunities. There's tremendous opportunities around us, and they pop up everywhere. And while Chris is out buying houses, he finds this land deal. He adds value to it. Now he's going to turn it around for a profit. So let's Shobna. Shobna's on the screen. What's up, Shobna? How you feeling?
Oh, very good, very good. I had a great call earlier with you on the boardroom call. Fantastic. Met so many of your very senior members, and it was really wonderful. And excited that Chris has decided to join us here because I thought it would be good to bring him also. So thank you, Chris. So do you want to know anything about this property? Because I know that I've given Chris an idea as to what was discussed yesterday, but I got, because the sound was not clear from the seller side, so I just gathered what you had said.
Yep.
So that is where we are, and I told Chris that the land that is there, which is attached to this property or which is also owned by the seller, you were not very, you felt that he was not sure about what it was, how much it was or whatever. So there was some more clarity needed on that.
So we got on the phone with this seller. Chris, so I know you and Duffy and several of other members from the Freedom Life family play in that area a lot. This is in Radcliffe. It's a property, it's a duplex, and he believes each side will rent for between $2,000 and $2,400, or was that total?
No, total.
Total.
So each one would go for 14 to 15. That is what he said.
Okay, perfect. So total of up to 3,000 then. He believes it will appraise for 365,000 once it's repaired. He's going by good old trusty Zillow, and then he paid. Basically has 200 in it. He gave, I believe, 150. I'm making sense of my notes here. And he owes 117. He's dead set on getting 200 for it with 25K down. And while it doesn't excite me because he's saying it needs 20 or 30K to get it ready, if we bought it for 200, if Shobna bought it for 200, put 25 down, not a great home run deal unless you figure 420 or 25, if truly you'd be out 50 grand and you're in a $365,000 property for 250. Well, gosh, now you may have something. So I was not too excited about it. I was kind of giving him some pushback. And then he says, well, there's a separate piece of land, And I said, well, tell me about that. And he said, well, it's probably 3 or 4 acres. I don't know the amount. And I'm going from memory on that. I don't see the acreage in here.
I think 2 or 3. He said 2 or 3 acres. I mean, 3 probably, close to 3.
So he said he was planning on building a 10-plex, but he said, I'm out of money. He said he's going to pay the taxes, the back taxes that are owed on it before the end of the year, and he wants to be done with it. So, Chris, knowing what you know, I believe you have the address. What's your thought process on this potential piece of land and this duplex?
Well, I pulled it up a minute ago. It looks like there's 2 loans on it that I'm seeing. One for 112, and then it looks like they got another one for 10,000 the year after.
That would make sense. He said he has a 25K in credit card debt from repairing it. So he was dead set on that 25 down and in pretty financial challenging times.
So interestingly enough, this just came across my email from another wholesaler.
Interesting. He signed with somebody else.
He did.
Got it.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I would say previously he was signed with somebody else. Maybe they weren't able to move it, but this
What was
was
the
on a
price?
wholesaler's list.
What was the price from the wholesaler?
I'm not certain on what it was. I know it wasn't 200,000 though. It was below that for sure.
Interesting.
Um, I don't know. I don't even remember who sent it out, but I remember looking at this on that list. I think he's from just at a quick glance. I think his estimation of a 365 ARV is a little off from what I'm seeing. I found a comp that was let me see. It was about 3/10 of a mile away. Looked like it was a duplex with a basement, brick. Each side on it was 2-1. This one's going to be a little bit bigger than that. But that one just sold at 216K and it was turnkey.
Interesting. So he's
So
overpriced, he's overpaid. What about this other land? Do we know the zoning? Is it true that we could build 10 units on it?
I'm not certain. I don't have the address on the other land.
Okay, so we need to get that address on another land. Shobna,
Yep.
can you handle that?
Okay, I'll try. I'll ask. There was another person that I worked with earlier on a deal that we signed, but I had to get out of the contract because the house was needed complete. It needed to be completely taken off. I said, I just cannot. We cannot handle that. So he's the one who said, okay, there's this friend of his who is selling this, and he wants to sell it off, and this guy probably was helping him with the contractors and other things. So that is how I got to know this person. And I called him the day before, and then we had a chat with him yesterday.
Yep.
I can the way he was talking about, he doesn't know that. How do I find out about the plot next to
Coming
that
up,
property?
say, what's the address of that land next door?
It the seller's mailing address is California, so they're
Yeah,
not.
yeah. He's a California. He's an investor. He invests in different places. So this was
Yeah.
his investment property. He had he had put it out at Section 8 to 2 people. It is not the duplex is one on top of other, so it is not one. It is not flat. It's a 2-story building, first floor and second floor, and it has a basement with the laundry and other things connected to it. So that is where it is. Uh, so the person who had connected, Andy was the person's name. He gave me a video tour of the house. So I got to know the things. The first floor is good. It's definitely livable, and a lot of work has been done. But then they realized that the basement had a huge water problem. The person who was staying there did not take care of it, and they let the water go through. So that is why basement, the around 1 foot of the basement got filled. That is what they got rid of. They have to fix they fixed the leak, but I think the other things need to be taken care of. And the second level, they had to stop all the work because the second level required that work. So I think they spent a lot of money on this basement issue, and then they had to stop work on the second level. But that is where it was. But I will check with them as to what this property. Is there any way that I can go to the Kentucky to the county office and find out from?
I would just call the seller. You can absolutely go search public records, but
Uh-huh.
have the conversation with the seller. And here's the two notes. And for all of you who are hearing this, the reason I wanted to do this on this Zoom is because I want you to see, that the sexy front end call is awesome, except I want you to see what happens behind the scenes. How are we underwriting this deal? How are we choosing to close it or to whack it? How are we choosing and what do we need to do? So right now we need to go back and get the address next to it. So Shobna will get that today and send it to Chris. Chris knows the area well. And then what's going to happen is either A, we find out that it's got a huge upside because of the land next to it, and it makes sense, right? Because if you're looking at it for just a duplex, you go, okay, my offer is just a duplex is going to be probably 150 tops, maybe less, because if it's truly worth 215 fixed, there's no value there after you put a bunch of money in it. But if the land next to it truly is valuable of itself, I mean, that land next to it could be 50,000 or it could be 250,000 value. And so the unknown is where the value lies. So Shobna, get a hold of the seller, find out the address next door, connect with Chris on it, and then if you need my help on it, we'll hop back on a chat either privately or back on here live tomorrow, whichever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Andrew. And there's another case, but we can talk about it because this was the one that was the portfolio one with 2 properties,
Yep.
Andrew. And so they came back with they came back with an offer. I mean, with the
Cool.
counter.
Did you text me that?
Yes, I had.
Perfect.
So
I'm
that
gonna look at
was
that right now because we negotiated that one live and then they ended up selling off one of them. So
right.
look at what you said here. Chris, what's something exciting you're working on? You do a lot of new build stuff. You do a whole variety of things. You sold your flooring company. What's something that everybody here listening would be inspiration? What's something you're working on and excited for 2026?
I'd say the most exciting thing that what I'm most excited about that I'm working on right now is putting together a co-workspace over in New Albany.
Yep.
So we are finalizing the details with the lender, another Freedom Life member. She's going to help partner with us on that and help us put that together. So super excited about creating that environment that's going to be there for people to come together, young professionals to come together and work. It's going to, it's got an area in the back for a coffee shop. It's got a building next door. We're figuring out exactly what we're going to lease that out to, whether it's a donut shop or, I mean, there's just so many different possibilities for the space. So super excited about that. I'm excited about moving this land development. I got footers and foundation walls getting poured this week on a second new build over there in New Albany. So if anybody wants to move over to the Louisville area, have a nice 3-bed, 2-bath, single family home. You can even pick out your color if you let me know soon enough.
I like that. And normally, Chris, when we buy a house like this, we do it with owner finance. That's something that would work for you.
Nah, but it depends on how much you want. If you could put down about 300,000, that would probably work. I'd finance you the rest of it.
That's
Purchase price 305. So
I like it. You carry a second back for that 5. That's good stuff. Chris, I appreciate you. Chris is another one of the incredible coaches for the community, as well as somebody who you're just crushing it. You're just a great operator, and I appreciate the example you are, the inspiration. I know you and Chad host local meetups there in Louisville. When I'm not in town, we get to host them together when I am, and now when I'm not, you do them there, and you guys just crush it. And I appreciate everything you do, man.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank
Give
you.
it up for Chris and Shobna.
Thank you.
Oh, good stuff. We're gonna bring up Sean. You guys are getting value out of this, showing the deal structures. Give me a yes if you're getting value. By the way, we're gonna be giving away cash in just a little bit, so make sure you stick around. And if you've looking for a land development to put up 65 houses, well, go find Chris Dickey on Facebook and send him a private message. So we have, all right, good. Shobna, I'm going to share this with you. I just seen your text that you sent me this morning. So the deal that you texted me, and the reason I hadn't responded sooner, it didn't excite me because with that deal, we negotiated, as you guys may recall, earlier in this 12 deals to Christmas, we had called a deal with Shobna, and it was a 3-house portfolio from an investor. And we was talking about putting around 10% down. We was talking about different ways to structure it where the seller gets their money out of their own money, or putting 145,000 down where we use their own house to pay them. Well, they ended up selling one of the 3 houses, and then they come back with a different number asking for 50,000 down. They're not very motivated, so it's not the most exciting deal. And so what we're probably going to do is we're going to keep going. Who realizes when you're dealing with people you're buying portfolios from, you're typically dealing with a professional landlord. So most of the time, the negotiations are a little different. So hear me on the phone with a seller, a traditional seller, negotiate the deal, contract it just like you heard me a couple days ago. You see Kay went, contracted it, went, seen the house yesterday. Progress, moving on, moving on. You see, though, on the portfolios that it's often going to take a little longer. The deal structure is going to be a little more intricate. There's going to be more details to discuss. There's going to be more things that people are looking for and looking at. And in this case, the investors want to make sure he gets what he needs. So, Shobna, while we wouldn't be wanting to put 50K down on two houses at 6% interest from him, I think there's an offer that we can go back with, but I would recommend letting it pause. And I would just say I'm going to be talking to my partner after the new year, and we'll reconvene. I do that because I want to show them that we're not in a crazy hurry to get things done. In this case, why? Now, if he said, "Yeah, I'll sell you the house with 5,000 down at 3% interest," well, we'd be moving a little quicker. But he come back, said 50,000 down, 6% interest, and close to retail. He's kind of killed our front end payday. He's kind of killed our middle payday, and there's not a lot left on the back end. So we got to get one of those three to be great or two to be really good in order to do the deal. So because we're not really coming to terms, I don't think it's just a hard like no, but I would put a follow up for next week, and then I would restructure the deal where we buy one of them cash at a discount and pay the other one over time. And there's a 25% chance they take it, and there's a 75% chance they say that just doesn't work for us. Now, why do we do that? Because for every one of you, you have most of you have a CRM. For those of you who don't yet have a CRM, I know you're getting one coming into the new year here. And as you set that up, the follow up, the trickle in, the building, type it in the chat, build my snowball. As you build your snowball, these opportunities start to come back to you over and over and over again. All right. So we got live seller calls to do, but before we do, I want to hear, I'm going to be giving away some cash in a moment. Who's feeling like a lucky winner? Just give me a winner in the chat if you're feeling like a winner. I'm watching Chris Dickey. I see you, brother. He's like, before I get to the chat, I'm gonna wave that hand, brother. That's what I'm talking about. If you're feeling like a winner, just put winner in the chat. We're gonna be picking winners in just a moment. All right, we're gonna do live calls. Before we do, I want to hear from Mr. Sean. What's up, brother? We negotiated a deal a day or two ago on the live dials, and I want to hear how that's going and what questions you have for me.
Uh, I text you. I was trying to get his email. You forgot to send it to me.
Ah,
So I am working on it. I've got most of that together to send to him. I just haven't got it sent over yet. Just a couple more things to finalize before I send it over. But that one, while that one was being, I guess, set aside while we were waiting on all that to go through, I did just get off a call about 30 minutes ago for another deal that we worked on. And he told me he agreed to the 50,000 asking price. I believe it was the first one that you helped me call.
tell me about that. What's the numbers and what's the story?
So he put it on, I believe it was a property leads. I bought the lead off property leads. He was asking 63 for it. He said he had not looked at it yet because he had a renter in there and he was going to it. So we met over there and looked at it. First glance, it needed a little bit more work than he originally thought. So we walked through it. We both agreed that it probably needed about $10,000 worth of work. He sold a house block and a half, 2 blocks away from there for 63,000, and he was hoping he could get that out of it. But it needed a little more work. Obviously, this one did. So I just asked him knowing that it needed that work, where would he be at? He said he would probably be at the $50,000 to $52,000 range. I talked to him about doing a financing. He said he had never heard of that before. So I just explained to him the process, how we do it. And he originally was at about $500 a month. It rents for $600. And I told him I would consult with my partner, being you this time, on it. and we actually got it for $350 a month versus the 500 a month. And we're going to pay it out. It's going to be a creative deal, pay it out. ARV on it. I've ran a few more comps on it since I've talked to him, and I think it'll actually sell for 75 to 80,
You gave how much for it?
50,
50. And how much did you put down?
0,
And how much you pay a month?
350,
How much interest?
0.
And you're going to sell it for how much?
I think I'm gonna sell for 70. Work for equity.
Okay. And what do you think you'll get per month for it?
650. I think he was a little low on it, so I think we can get 650 a month out of it.
And what do you
So
expect you'll get from a tenant buyer who's going to come in there and do the work on it as a down payment, as a non-refundable option deposit?
Non-refundable down payment, probably around 5,000.
5,000. Cool. So I'm gonna draw this out in just a moment for those of you who, by the way, shout out to Dave Layton. It is so good to see you, my brother. Chicken dinner, that's what I'm talking about. Um, we got some chats coming in. What's up, Trevor? Good to see you. Shirley says, how do I get the replays? They are on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, make sure you like, subscribe, and send the love on YouTube. All right. So we have here, I'm gonna map this out real quick if it will allow me. So we have here, and this is, by the way, very common little deals. Sean is in Oklahoma, and those of you who are familiar with the business, you know how this works. Those of you who are newer to the business, I want to show you this. So Sean agrees to buy this house for $50,000. He agrees to pay $350 a month, and this is a very common little deal. And he agrees to buy it with 0 down, pay closing. How much will closing be on this, Sean?
Probably 22,000 to 3,000.
Good. So let's say you have to pay 3K out because we want to be real with the numbers. By the way, this has to be a win for the seller, a win for Sean, and a win for the buyer. Now, here's the challenge, right? This seller, if he sold this cash out, needing this work, he wouldn't get anywhere near 50. So he's going to net more by selling to Sean this way than any other way. Sean, excuse me, is going to turn around and put this up as a lease option, and he's going to turn around and get probably $650 a month. He's got to pay taxes and insurance on top of that $350. But who here realizes that he gets principal pay down? $350 times 12 equals
4,200, I believe.
4,200. Thank you. Like my dad. Anytime I talk to Siri and ask math, my dad tells me the answer before Siri does. Sean is getting 4,200 in debt pay down every single year. So every year Sean holds this property, he's getting an additional 4,200. Make sense? Yes? Everybody tracking? Hello? All right. I see some heads nodding. Good, good. So we have here 4,200 a month a year in principal pay down. So the seller's going to win because he's going to get the price he wanted. And he's going to get monthly cash flow until he gets the big check. Sean's going to win because he's going to turn around. He anticipates getting 5K non-refundable deposit, so not a big net up front. Whatever 2K helps. He's going to get a little bit of monthly cash flow after taxes and insurance. But now imagine this tenant buyer goes down the road 24 months and cashes him out. He's paid down the debt, 80. What's 4,200 times 2? Boom. So now he gets to make 200 up front, small net cash flow. And then when they cash him out, 70 minus 5, because the 5 they put down goes off their 70 purchase price. 70 minus 5 equals what? 65. And he owes the seller 50 minus what he's paid down, which means he's left owing the seller 41 6. So if the buyer owes him 65 and he owes the seller 41 6, what's his net profit on the back end? 65 minus 41 is 24, 23, 3.
23.
20. How many of those do you need a month till you hit your freedom number? But Andrew, what if they don't cash out? Some won't. You've got to set up everybody to win. You've got to take care of the seller. Don't make promises you can't keep. Take care of the seller. Do what you say what you do. Getting good deals that you can turn around and make cash and cash flow on. And you turn around and you put a tenant buyer in who you set up to succeed. And as you're walking them through that process, you get paid. When they cash you out, you get paid again. What's the worst that can happen? Well, they cannot cash you out, that's for sure. They could not pay you and have to get evicted. That's a possibility. If you pick your people right, that happens much less often, and it's still a risk. It's a risk you take being a real estate investor. So they take care of the house. It's a win for the buyer, it's a win for the seller, and it's a win for Sean. What questions, if any, my assistant should be sending you that email address anytime, Sean. What
Okay.
questions, if any, do you have about either of these deals?
It's not a question. I guess you can guide me, tell me if it's good or bad.
Yep.
I did have when I was talking to him about the $500 a month, he was concerned about coming down anymore. So I explained to him the taxes, the insurance, trying to cover all of that stuff. And he understood that, but he was still a little hesitant on it.
Yep.
Um, he said he's been approached with people that have tried to do owner financing before, but they want him to do the whole 30-year, and that he could not afford to do that. Because this was a $50,000 deal, I felt confident in doing this. If I'm wrong, guide me. But I told him that we could do a 24-month or a 36-month visit, so we could set the contract up where at the end of 24 months, if it's not done, if I don't have them cashed out, that we could visit a balloon payment or something of that nature. Just like put a contingency on the back end. Is that
Sure. Yeah,
yes, no?
whatever you and him agreed to is what you can get. I recommend you agree to a balloon payment, but again, explain your business model and not suggesting this as a last resort, but as long as the house is in good shape, there is the name escapes me, Sean. You can text me. You're part of the Freedom Life family. You can text me and I'll introduce you to the guy. The challenge with refinancing little houses like this is a lot of big lenders don't want to do little loans like this. And there is a bank specifically in Oklahoma, specifically doing sub $50,000 loans on single family houses. In fact, one of the guys I know was looking at turning that into a whole niche of his business. So that's always an option to refinance. But yeah, agree on a balloon payment as long as you can, as long out as you can get it, and then work to win in the meantime. What I always do is I look and I go, okay, what's the worst that can happen? How do I make sure I'm making a promise I can keep? How do I set up my buyer to win and be cashed out by then? And then if that was to fall through, am I positioned to where I could refinance it or resell it prior to that time? And that's what we always do. We usually go to a 5 to 10 year balloon. On rare occasion, we'll bump that down to 3. If we're getting a lot of equity, then down shorter. So if you're going to put a balloon in, just make sure it's three plus, but let him know you're working on the same team to get it out because that's when you're going to get your payday.
Right. I explained that to him, and he's like, well, I think you can get it remodeled and ready in 6 months. And I was like, well, I said, it's not that. Because I explained to him we help people with bad credit get established. So he knows that that's part of our model. And I
Good.
said, I can't get somebody's credit fixed in 6 months.
Yep.
So I need a longer term, which was where we got to the 2 to 3 years. And I said, in that time, I feel confident. I'm not going to guarantee you that we will have it, but we can set up a, you know, a meeting in 3 years where when it comes up and we just revisit, look at a balloon or whatever, or
Perfect.
refi.
You're thinking right, my brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Give it up for Mr.
And
Sean. Chats. Good to see you. What's up, Mike? Leah, Laura Lee, Margaret, Ricky, Sam, good to see you. So we got some winners to choose here in just a moment. And Mike says, what about a DSCR loan? Many DSCR loans have minimum lending limits of 50, excuse me, of 75 or $100,000 properties. And so very lender specific for sure. It's a good question. All right, this is good stuff. Guys, we're on a good track here, and we are getting ready to do some live seller calls, but I want to pick a winner first. We're going to call a couple sellers. We're going to run a little overtime, and then I have a special announcement for you guys. I'm going to get to these. I want to show you all aspects because I want you guys to win. And we're going to be digging into this for 3 entire days together in Houston, and I'm excited for that. We're going to get some sellers on the phone. Who's feeling like a winner now? We're going to pick a winner. Just type winner in the chat if you're feeling like a winner. What's up, Ed? What's up, Darylyn? What's up, Tammy? Boom, 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 boom. That's my spinner, just so you guys know. We have to take a vote. One winner today or 2 winners today? One winner today or 2 winners today? All right, y'all guys are winners for being here. You're getting incredible amounts of information and knowledge. This is the stuff, the behind the scenes look. Um, for those of you who are applying to work with us, this is what you get for free. Imagine what happens once you start paying. Holy crap. So let's see. We getting 1 winner or 2? You guys are generous with my money. We're getting 2 winners, all 2s. Nobody said 1. You guys are freaking generous with my money. I love you too. All right, the first winner is gonna be Tammy. Bama Tam, I think you've been on here every single day on YouTube. That's the first winner. Let's go, Tammy. Shout it out for Tammy in the chats. Tammy, Tammy, Tammy. All right, you are gonna email grow@truca.com, Tammy. And grow@truca.com, and the team will electronically send you your $100 cold hard electronic cash. All right, we will be picking 1 more winner here shortly, but first we're going to talk to a couple sellers and see if we can't negotiate a deal or 2. All right, we have here Joe and Judith's lead. Is Judith in the house? Judith, if you are here, just give me a hello in the chat. We are going to be calling your lead, Tracy, on Barren Fork. You guys hear that? Give me a yes if you guys can hear that ringing.
Your call has been forwarded to an auto.
Hey, Tracy, it's Andrew calling you back on the Barren Fork property. When do you have a minute to talk? All right. That's the message we send. If you're calling and they're not answering, always send them that message. If you can, Gail or Anya, whoever's in the tracker, highlight that we left them a message and to note to follow up again tomorrow. Next is Carrie's lead. We're calling Gabriel on East 400. Is Carrie in the house? I've seen her smiling face on the screen earlier. Carrie's still here. All right. This is Gabriel. Price cut by 10K. That's good news. something I want all of you to remember as you're building this business. It will make you a better business owner. Just remember, you,
Your call has been forwarded to a
you're a matchmaker. They need to sell worse than you need to buy. And if you keep that mentality that we're there to serve and help them get to their desired outcome, the business becomes a lot more fun because then there's no stress. Negotiation is you're playing with resistance and helping them reach their goals rather than feeling like it's a battle between you and them and you begging them to try to sell you their property or trying to convince them because either it works or it doesn't. And then highlight to call that one back tomorrow. Call Gabriel back tomorrow.
Hello?
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back on the Cold Springs Drive house. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Did I catch you a good time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think talking to my partner Steve. I was looking at the notes here that Steve sent over. Something we was interested in. From my understanding, you recently renovated the property. Was you flipping this or did you live there?
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't. No one has lived in it since it's been updated.
Okay, cool. Very cool. And then you're hoping to get around 280 out of it, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is there anything else that I would need to do to it, or it's like pristine, I'm buying it, it's turnkey, it's ready?
It's turnkey. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then in terms of the financing, you still have a debt on it?
What is it?
Do you still have a debt on it, or you own it outright, free and clear?
So, we have it out, like there's no lien or anything on that home, you know?
Okay, so free and clear. Would you be open if we could work out all the terms, Daniel, that you could do some owner financing? We buy it and take over the taxes and insurance and then pay you every month until we pay you off the, 280 or whatever we agree on cash.
Like what, how long a term are you talking?
Well, that would depend on what works for you. What's the longest you could be comfortable with?
I mean, I'm not sure.
Well, let me ask you this. If we worked out the rest of the details, and of course, I'm not a realtor, so there's no 6% commissions or fees or none of that crap. It's for sale by owner, right? There's no realtor involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right
So,
now.
okay. So if we
'Cause
paid,
we've planned on getting a realtor here in, soon if we don't get rid of it.
yeah, I don't blame you. So there's no 6% commission, none of that crap. If we paid all the closing costs, your side and ours with our real estate attorney, what's the most flexibility you'd have on the price?
159, I think is what I was saying would be my bear.
Now I'm a little excited about 159, but I'm assuming you mean 259.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I need your email, brother. We're sending a purchase agreement. Negotiation's over.
Want to get it over with, right?
All right. So 259 is okay. And then what's the taxes and insurance run on this thing? Do you know right off the top?
I do know the taxes for sure. Those are running 1,200.
1,200 a year. And then what's the insurance? Probably another 1,000.
I don't actually know.
Okay.
I'm thinking it might be in the 80s, around 80 a month or something. I'm not 100%.
Cool. Is this your main gig, brother? You flip houses for a living, or you have another business?
I actually do a bunch of construction work for others too, but this is something I've been trying to get into a little bit more. And I just want to see how it works out.
Nice. Very cool. Okay. So if we was to, let's see, $100 a month for the taxes, 80 for, if we was to, of course, cover those, what's the least you think you could take as a monthly payment if I bought the house from you until I pay you off the full 260 cash?
I don't, my partner said he doesn't want me to he don't really want us to even try to do the rent to own thing like for that.
Ah,
For some reason. So I better not,
you know why not? Is he looking to get like his half and like put it in something else, or is it just like making sure that he don't like have a headache with the property or what?
I think the biggest thing is just a headache and like that.
Okay.
And
You guys 50/50?
we are
Okay.
actually not quite. We are I'm actually most of the money's in I invest most of the money and then he's got he done most of the work, so
Okay. So I don't know that it is or ain't a fit, with the purpose of this call, but just so you know. And what's your partner's name, Daniel?
Sam.
Sam. Daniel and Sam. Okay. So what I do, me and my brother have been doing this for a lot of years, and I basically buy, houses like this that they're in good shape, and I pay a good price for them, and I do it, it's just a delayed cash sell. And of course, you net more by selling that way than any other way, right? Because we pay the closing. There's no 6% commissions. You're not getting your lunch aid on inspections and all that crap. So if it's something like that, you're able to wait on the money for a little bit of time, you net more that way. But our model is after I buy it from you, then I turn around and we have buyers all around the area who need a little time to qualify. Like, they've either went through a divorce or, had a medical hit to their credit. Something happened that maybe they need their tax returns. We help them fix whatever broke on their credit. And at that point, we make the profit. But in the meantime, we've bought the house from you and Sam. You and Sam are free and can just move on, forget it ever happened. It's auto ACH out of our account every month until you get the big check, the full 260 paid off in full, and that's all done at attorney's office. Oh, my question is, and it may not be a fit, but if Sam knew, like, we're closing with a real estate attorney and he could see all protections, like if we could get him comfortable, do you think it'd be worth continuing a discussion about potentially buying it from you for the 260?
Or you mean 280 or 260?
For 260, where we pay all the closing, there's no realtor fees, and we buy it from you for 260, and then we pay you every month until we pay you off the full 260.
Probably not for now, not 260.
Okay.
We need to I think we should get on the market and we should be able to get that out of it pretty easy. I'm not gonna say we will, but we don't want to, because right now the public thinks we're getting 280 basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So
And just again, it may not be a fit. Just so you know, you probably know this, but if you're newer to the business, a realtor is going to probably charge you 6%. So 6% on 300's almost 18. And then, inspections and holding costs and all of the things. What number would you need to consider doing a monthly payment thing until we paid you off in full?
well, some of that is like what kind of commitment of time do you all make? Like, or how does that work? Like, that would be the biggest thing for me is like right now I have it financed and I'm also making a payment on this, but I do have it free and clear.
I got it.
I have another house that it's leaned on to.
How much is that payment?
I mean, that's I'm basically just paying the interest on it. And that's
Okay.
until it sells.
Okay. Yeah, we would make sure that like that was covered, of course, and that it was profitable and worth your while. So if we agree on our number now, we would agree on that payment, make sure that was covered. We was responsible for, any interest, any outstanding debt you have for this, until we do pay you off. And I don't know the exact time. I'm not going to make you a promise I can't keep. I will tell you, it's been our success with a house like this. It's in great shape once we buy it from you, that we pretty quickly find somebody who needs to qualify for a mortgage and put them in and help them through the process. And of course, we're working on the same team because when they get cashed out is when you get paid. But it would, would need some time to get that done. So I need to know that that works for you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you would also work with because right now I don't know. I just refinanced for this year,
Okay.
this coming year. So I'm actually going to find out. I should get my new prorated monthly payment coming in soon. So I don't know exactly. It was like 800 a month,
Okay.
just on interest. So I'm trying to. I have to figure out. I did get my interest rate down from that, so it's not as much anymore.
Good.
So
Good. And maybe 26 will let it come down some more, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
I hear Mr. Powell's going to be replaced, so that's good news. Good times. All right. Well, where would you like me to go from here? Is there you want to set up a call where maybe me, you, and Sam all get on a call and discuss what numbers would work before you decide if you want to list it and got to pay all the commissions and crap, or what would you like my next steps to be?
Well, I would say I want to do like a. I should talk to him about it if he's still like we talked. He says no, like that's what he said. Like
Yeah.
we don't want to do. We got to get it sold. Boom. We just got to get rid of it now. Like that's the last I talked to him about it, and then he's like, get it on real estate, get it done. Like, and then we talked. Let's see. And then I haven't talked to the realtor yet. That's where I was at. But what I would like to do is talk to him again and give me some time to figure out if that's and find out what I got to pay, how much I have
Absolutely.
to pay on what is it costing me per month right now
Yeah.
with all the other things.
Yeah. And again, making sure, just so you're fully aware, if there's a debt, I know it's on another house, but associated with this, we will be the one covering that. If there's any outstanding debt, all the things that are associated, we're responsible for maintenance, repairs, taxes, insurance, all the upkeep, electric, everything. We buy the house from you, and you're just in the position of a bank until we pay you off the big check. So, when will you have a chance to talk to Sam? Would that be tonight or tomorrow sometime?
We talked to him tonight. He's actually in Mexico right now.
Okay.
But he's going to be back home tomorrow.
Oh, sweet.
Tomorrow night he's heading home, so it'll probably be Friday before he'll be here in the back in his place, and
Okay.
he's on a vacation. But I'll talk to him tonight, see what what's going on, and tell him what we got.
Perfect.
And, like that. But you would like to see it at 260 is what you're saying.
I had believed you had said 259, so that's where I got that number. I may have misunderstood you.
That would be if you would want to buy it now.
Got it. The cash price. I would like to be at 260, and we would probably be flexible. I'm just more concerned. We can talk numbers. I just don't want to waste your time or mine, because if we're negotiating over $2,000 and then your partner's like, no, we're not doing payments, well, we didn't get anywhere. So if you're open to the payments, then yes, I'm going to do some deeper diving, but I won't be deep diving on my comps and on my confidence in the price until you guys give me the thumbs up that, hey, here's some numbers that's workable. The payment on, let's say the payment outstanding, I'm paying $700 a month in interest. Can you make sure you cover that? And if we're on the same zip code on numbers, then yeah, we can nail down the final few thousand and how to make sure you net the most, not having to deal with realtors and closing costs and stuff. So, when would you like for us to reconnect? We can either reconnect tomorrow after you talk to your partner, or the three of us can hop on a call like Thursday, Friday when he gets back.
Yeah, maybe Thursday or Friday.
Perfect.
Do it together and we can talk about it
That'd be perfect.
together.
I'm gonna have Steve, my partner Steve, to send you a text. And Steve will send you that text, and you can confirm back to him which is better. And as soon as that's definite, then I'll put it on my calendar and we'll schedule it in. And me, you, and Sam have a chat, and either we'll determine it's not a fit and we'll part as friends, or else we'll determine it's a fit and make you guys some money and make us some money later on too.
Yep,
All right, brother.
that works. Thank you.
Good talking to you. Talk soon.
Yep.
Bye for now.
Bye.
All right. Yay. We got more cash to give away, more fun to have. What a great time. Steve Brown. This is Steve Brown's lead. Where's Steve Brown? Steve. All right. We got some Tao. We got Tao. We got a deal from Tao. We got a deal from Alicia. I don't have my next meeting for 38 minutes. Who here wants me to do 2 more dials? Or who here says wait till tomorrow? Just put wait till tomorrow or 2 more dials. I just gotta hear. I'm gonna hear the vote. You guys get to choose because I got 38 minutes. I can eat and take a nap, or I can do 2 more dials. I'm good with either. All right. Cindy, you're blowing my secret, my friend. I'm just kidding. All right, so good news. 2 more dials. We're going to do it. 2 more dials. So good to see all of you. So we decided to do something very, very special for you. What's up, Susie? What's up, Fresh Start Real Estate? What's up, Ed? Ed Kuby. So good to see you, my brother. Ed Kuby in the house. So Leo and I had a chat. We decided to do something very special for you. All right. You guys, most of you know, every Wednesday I go live and do the deal room. So I will be live tomorrow on our Wednesday deal room. It will be the same time tomorrow. So all of you who are students, you have who are part of our coaching community, you will have the link to hop in Zoom. And all of you who are part of the Truca community or found us online or wherever, you'll be able to hop on YouTube. And we decided to do something special after we collaborated. I am going to go live on YouTube. My team didn't have time because it was a last minute thought this week. My team didn't have time to set up the Zooms and all the things. But all the way through next Tuesday, I'm going to go live on YouTube the same day, the same time. And I'm going to dial your deals and continue showing up and doing this for you guys, because we had about 57 people who said they were going to keep showing up every day if we did this. It's on YouTube live stream. All of you who are part of our coaching community, you already have the 12 deal submission link. It's in your email. It's in your maybe even text. So all of you who are a coaching community, save that link. You will continue to submit deals through that link through next Tuesday. Okay? Every single day at noon minus Sunday. So we're going to continue going live on YouTube every day. Set it on your calendar. You can go to your Google Calendar right now and add it for noon to 1 PST, 3 to 4 EST, every day except Sundays through next Tuesday. I'm going to go live. If you have the deal submission link because you're part of the coaching community, you can continue submitting deals. Please do, because I will be here. Mike asked New Year's Day. Yes, I'm going to be going live on New Year's Day. It will be a shorter version, but I will be going live on New Year's Day for a short inspiration and version to continue building that rep. I want for every one of you by the end of this to have built the rep. Those of you in our coaching community, of course, we're doing this for our coaching community. And then when we collaborated up the idea, we said, well, gosh, we should put it on public streams. So people who maybe don't know us as well yet, or who we just got to interact with each other, or people maybe who are booked to come to Houston, you can show up and you can get some energy before. All right. Who's loving this stuff? Just give me an oh yeah in the chat. We're having a lot of fun. So we got more cash to give away. We're going to do 2 more dials today. We're going to be live on the Deal Room Wednesday tomorrow. I go live every single Wednesday on the Deal Room. We are revamping that. And we are turning that to a whole show. We hired a producer. So starting in January, we got some pretty cool things happening there. So all of you, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube. I go live on there every Wednesday already. And I'm going to be live on YouTube every day minus Sunday through next Tuesday. All right. If that's not like super clear, just type your question in the chat because I want to make sure I get to your questions. What am I doing for every day? I'm going to show up and add inspiration to your day. Probably some accountability for some of you, checking in on you. Some of you who are in the coaching family, I'm going to be saying, Steve, bring me up to speed. Sharon, Reggie, what you got going? Carrie, how's the progress going? How's our dispo coming? Mike, Christopher, that's just who's on my screen right now. Shobna, I'm going to be calling out you guys who are in the coaching community. I'm going to be live deal dialing because I want for every one of you, my intent is to deal with what comes up. So for Kay, for example, is dealing with a couple of dispos of ours right now. Assuming that it comes up, we'll call the buyers live as well. I want you guys to see behind the scenes of this business because we live in a trust recession. It's the name of the game is how do I build myself in a way for every one of you as real estate investors? Type in the chat, my personal brand. How do I build myself, my personal brand in a way where I can end up engaging, building that trust? You guys notice with that guy right there, it was not to do, it didn't sound like with the money. Who here realized that was just trust? Type it in the chat, trust. That's it. We're in a trust recession. I want for you guys to learn how it is we build trust with these sellers in a very short amount of time. Do what you say what you do, build that trust. So for all of you, we're hanging out and I want you to see as much of this business as we can. There's nothing like being in person. There's nothing like being in coaching where we do this for an entire 6 or 12 months together. There's nothing like being in an in-person event, except I want this to be a preface to that. You ever sit down at a beautiful restaurant and before they bring out the incredible steak, they bring you out the little bowl of lobster bisque and you have it? It's lunchtime here. Bite by bite. That's what this is. This live stream, this is the appetizer. Behind the scenes, our coaching community, we're working together every single week doing deals. And many of you are registered for the Houston event, and we're going to be doing this in person. All right, so we got 2 more dials. We got another $100 cash to give away, and we are going to wrap today. All right, 2 more dials. Let's see if anybody answers. Call 419-618-7746. I know some of you had meetings you had to hop to on the half hour. That's okay too. You can watch the replay, calendar it, and make sure you've calendared for the next 7 days through next Tuesday. Borrow this momentum of all these winners. This is Jessica. This is Tao's lead, Jessica, on Circular Street. I just realized I was muted that whole time. It rang and rang. We did not get a hold of Jessica, Tao's lead. So if you could, team, just highlight that we call them back tomorrow. We're going to try one more. This is Alicia's lead on Hardystone. Call 346-369-2035.
Hello.
Hey, it's Andrew calling you back about your Hardystone house. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Did I catch you at a good time?
Now there, I'm at work there.
What is it?
Call me about 6 o'clock. I'm at work.
Oh, at work. Okay. All right. You off tomorrow?
No, I off Thursday.
Thursday.
Wednesday we still working.
Oh, perfect. All right. I'll call you Thursday. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. If you don't mind, team, put in there a note and note down in your calendar, Anya or Gail, to remind me to follow up with him on Thursday. Also put a note in that lead for Steve Brown to follow up. And that we either need to follow up with that gentleman Thursday or Friday based on Steve's confirmation. All right. We got more leads to dial. Submit more leads. I see Christopher Seals, you just submitted your first lead. Shout out to you. Way to go. We're going to have an incredible week ahead. We're going to have an incredible start to 2026. We have more cash to give away. Who's excited for 2026? Just put, oh yeah, in the chat. All right. I got to get the energy up here because it's about my lunchtime. And I'm going to go downstairs and give me some food. All right. Who's feeling like a win? Who's not won yet? If you have not won $100 yet in this 12 deals of Christmas, just put me in the chat. I want to see who's not yet won. Who's not yet won. I know Tammy, you won a moment ago. Bama Tam. Make sure you email grow@truca.com with your name and electronic transfer information. The team will get from you whatever electronic sources we use to transfer that. All right. Who has not yet won? Boom, 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 boom. We are gonna, I see them loading. All right. We have here Margaret. Margaret Reed has won $100 cold hard electronic cash. If you would, Margaret, just email grow@truca.com. grow@truka.com, and we will get you your $100 cold hard electronic cash. All right, everybody give a great big shout out to Margaret in the chats. What a great time. Guys, we are going to have so much fun over these coming days. I appreciate every one of you for being here, for keeping the chats hopping, for sharing the energy. I am going to be live tomorrow for the weekly Wednesday deal room. I am going to be live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and the 12 Deals of Christmas extended version on YouTube. So make sure you are on YouTube. Make sure you have subscribed and you've tapped that bell notification button. So every time I go live, you're getting a reminder. And make sure that you are showing up here ready and energized. And for all of you who are in the coaching community, submit your leads. Who here likes seeing these deals done in front of your eyeballs? Just give me a yes in the chat. I trust you are finding so much value in this. I don't know anybody else doing this on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. This is what I want for you guys to see as building habits that serve your life. Do we have to do this? Heck no, we don't have to do this. But is it a fun way to build momentum together? It's what Truca is as we're community. Those in our coaching family, you guys know we love doing stuff together. We've booked an incredible Vegas mansion for our mastermind coming up in March. For our mastermind family, I am beyond excited. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you. For all of you, you're in the right place. Good things are happening. Don't believe what narratives the news media or the doomers might try to spin. We are in a golden age of opportunity and exciting times are ahead. Be smart, be cautious. Yes, be smart for sure. We don't want to do stupid things that set us up for failure. And at the same time, we want to be intentional in systematic winning actions. All right. Be blessed. Congratulations to Tammy for your win. Congratulations to Margaret for your win. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up. If you have not already registered for Houston, make sure you email grow@truca.com if you have your tickets and let Ricky know that you're coming. If you don't have your tickets, let Ricky know you want tickets and he will get you a massive New Year's discount before prices increase in the middle of January. All right. I'll see you tomorrow on the Deal Room, YouTube live stream, and in the Zoom room. Be blessed. Have an incredible day. Bye for now.